I'll still cut it in half, but yeah.
Well, this is Harrison Lohman here. He says, when you make complaints about patterns of bias or skewed reporting on the CBC, you're often met by CBC supporters who proceed to demand a list of examples. When they don't receive it immediately from you, they proceed to tell you you're the biased one. It's in your head. It feels like a bit of gaslighting, to be honest. So let me, as someone who has worked at the CBC, provide you a prime example of CBC coverage I think is glaringly biased, and you can tell me what you think. So you ready? This is some decent deconstruction here. Earlier this summer, the CBC published a radio TV story. The webpage version is headlined, Supervised Drug Site at Kingston Prison has only had one visitor despite being open since 2023. The story details a trial project where the prisoners at a Kingston area prison have been given the ability to inject, snort, or swallow the drugs they've smuggled into their cells under the supervision of a nurse. Are you kidding me? The news hook is that only one inmate has visited the site since its inception more than a year ago. Then they proceed to interview three people, someone running the program, a retired academic expert sympathetic to the program, wanting it to be expanded, and a former inmate who was not in jail when the program started. All sources appear generally in approval of the pilot program. In the story, at no time...
So as long as you can get them in, you can do them.
No, let me see. In the story...
That's what I'm understanding, is if you can get them in, we'll give you a nurse in a room and you can go do your job.
I can't believe it. But I did hear recently about somebody who knows how they smuggle drugs into jails. How do you think they do this in Canada?
Up the butt.
No, really. This is a serious question.
That would be my natural assumption.
I know, but it's not, you're not going to believe how they're doing it. Like, it's way more obvious. Like, way more obvious.
Just mail it. They just mail it in a parcel.
That's what I said. Mail, put the post. You probably just mail it to the people, and then they just get a package and they open it up and it's full of drugs. No, it's even like more obvious.
Okay, give it to me.
They drop it over the wall or whatever. They drop it into somewhere from a drone.
Huh?
Can you imagine that you can actually drop drugs? I mean, can this be real? They drop drugs into the jails, the penitentiaries in Canada by drones. That's how these people.
I don't have a drop drone, so I don't have one of those ones that could drop stuff. But I'd imagine if you could, it'd be pretty easy.
I mean, but are you kidding me that there's not a fucking no-fly list? Like, you're allowed to fly drones over jail? I mean, how can that even be possible?
I don't know how they would know.
You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be secure airspace or something? I mean,
you would think, but if I put my little drone up, like, 1,000 feet, how would you ever know it was there?
They don't the stuff flying around in the air up there.
I don't know. I think they're pretending.
I mean, you'd think they'd have a whole like view of everything that's happening there, just in case people are trying to escape or whatever.
I don't think they show up on radar and stuff. I don't think they have any way to track the drones. I don't think they have any idea. Now, they say unless they're doing it through the actual drone data. Like, you know what I mean? Unless like the DJI software is somehow doing it. But like, because you're supposed to register it and this and that. I registered my first one. I didn't register my next one, and it still flies and works as it should.
Yeah.
So I don't know that someone knows where that drone is. It seems pretty overwhelming for the system to know where, hundreds of thousands of drones are at any one time when they can't process my friggin' income tax or figure anything else out.
I guess I feel like for a drone to be low enough to accurately drop drugs to a fairly specific location, you would be able to visually see it, or there would be some way to like just monitor, hey, there's a drone up there, like, not allowed. It's not going to be doing it from 10,000 feet, would it be?
Well, I don't think you get it to 10,000, but you could definitely get it to a couple of thousand. I've had mine up to like 1,500 meters.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you would, like, how high would you have to be?
I think from a couple thousand feet, you could do it. It would drop straight down. I mean, here's the thing: is the map thing on the drone is good enough that you will know you're directly what you're above. You know what I mean? So if there's no wind,
yeah, I guess. Joe says
I would assume they drop it in the yard at night, and then the guy goes out and finds it in the morning.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Joe says you would need a detector or thermal to find drones, and ain't no prison in Canada has that tech. LOL. Okay, back to the story here from Harrison. So, in the story, at no time does the journalist speak to someone who sees this pilot program as the wrong approach. Keep in mind, in a recent Abacus poll shows a mere 19% of Canadians support expanding safe injection sites. You're literally ignoring the vast majority of the population.
Into prisons.
Into prisons. At no time does the journalist reveal the cost of the said program, a whopping $500,000 of taxpayers' dollars, so that a single inmate could get high. Nor do they speak to someone who says, as many in the public would rightly ask, if given the cost and almost non-existent use, whether it's worth continuing the program or whether there's a better way to spend this money.
Why does it cost money? Isn't the nurse presumably already working there? And the person, we're not paying for the drugs, are we?
No, it's
where did the money
$500,000? Well, I mean, it would be like salaries of maybe like I don't know. I don't know if there's a physical setup, or I mean, it's like maybe they have a whole room. It's like a nursing unit in there or something like.
So they didn't build the room, you know?
I don't know. Maybe it's like advertising, marketing.
Staff. That's like 7 full-time staff.
Marketing and advertising. I don't know. So instead, the CBC journalist exclusively focuses on the barriers to using the jail drug program, implying that all that you can change, i.e., look at making it easier for the inmates to use drugs. This coverage highlighting barriers implies that they should operate at night because its current hours don't line up when the inmates want to get high. In the written version of the article source, they prefer to take drugs during their free time after supper. This is unbelievable.
As you do.
This is I can't believe I'm reading all this about my own country. That prisoners, I mean, I was close to ending up in either death institutions or jail with my addiction, and I can't imagine being able to use in jail. Like, that was one of the reasons why you didn't want to get caught. The prisoners need to be allowed to smoke crystal meth as part of the program. That prisoners need to make it so that using the program won't mean users getting unwanted attention from fellow inmates, etc. Last week, CBC's general manager and editor-in-chief Brody Fenlon said the job of a journalist, a CBC news journalist, is to report facts, to proportionately surface the variety of viewpoints that exist about those facts, to provide context and counter narratives where they exist, and to ensure credible analysis is in the mix. The goal is to give you a 360-degree view of a story so you can draw your own conclusions. Really. We don't shy away from contrarian views or perspectives that challenge orthodoxy. The best journalism often involves facts and viewpoints that challenge our own worldview. In what world is this a 360-degree view of the story? In what world is this a story that challenges orthodoxy? Instead, this coverage appears to tell viewers the CBC approves of safe injection sites for criminals and doesn't prioritize taxpayer waste in its coverage. With this story, CBC is just clearly not meeting their own journalistic standards and are failing to adequately inform the public. There's your example. Tell me I'm wrong. The CBC must do better. I plan to launch a complaint with the CBC ombudsman. It won't be my first. Well, anyways, that's I'm gonna follow that guy. That's a great little deconstruction there. Love to see more of that happening from the mainstream media sources. But I don't think I'll read any comments. There's a bunch of stuff talking about the COVID-19 and the PSYOPs, and I do want to read something else, but I'll let you go next. Kind of about my I was going to do a title on this. It's like Canada's Smith-Mundt Act has been going around.